Welcome back to another video. In this video, we will talk about how to stay focused and motivated and essentially how to leverage your RISE ritual for your personal growth. So if you're interested in that, definitely stick around. So I probably mentioned in the other video if you watched it in sequence, but essentially, yes, my nose is super red. It's like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. It's shiny. I don't know what happened. It's probably irritated. And at the same time, I put lotion on, so it's like shiny as hell. So hopefully that doesn't bother you. Just look into my eyes. My eyes are okay. Look at my cover of my book. Look at my map. Whatever besides my nose. So other than that, let's talk about how to stay focused and growth oriented, right? It's really critical to understand that to be motivated and focused, you need a purpose. You need a purpose on why you're doing what you're doing. Because if you don't have one, then society will give you one. It's just the natural cause of it, right? So when you're not focused on what the task is. So let's use myself as an example, and hopefully that inspires you to think more about what is your purpose and how to stay focused and motivated for it. So I've come to the realization that the whole world is about to suffer in the next few years. And what I mean by that is metabolic disorders. Metabolic disorder basically just means disorders of anything that relates to your metabolism, right? So the things you eat, the things you consume, what goes inside your body, what type of lifestyle you're living really impacts the way you are, right? So understanding that there's quite a bit. In the medical world, you could be overweight, you could be obese, you could have obesity, you can have pre-diabetes, and then diabetes, and then the other diseases like nerve damage, kidney damage or disease, eye damage or disease, because the blood vessels are there as well. So what you realize is almost half the world's going to have something of this nature. And this didn't happen by accident, right? This happened over time, a long time. And so my point of this whole story is understanding that it's going to affect a lot of my friends and family. It's going to affect a lot of your friends and family. And so that became my purpose. On, okay, I know how to solve this problem. I think a lot of people do know how to solve this problem, but they don't know how to solve it at scale. That's the thing, right? I can have a world-class team of physical trainers, nutritionists, doctors, all looking at one individual to provide them the highest level of care. But guess what? It's not scalable, right? I could only, like, if there is, let's just say hypothetically right now, if I were to use the right now numbers of the world, there's 500 million people right now affected by some sort of metabolic disorder. In America, though, that number is like a $160, $170 million people are affected by any of these metabolic disorders. And so understanding that, me as one human, if I were to go ahead and rile up a group of people to help in these individuals, I can only probably get to, I don't know, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 in my lifetime. It wouldn't be possible because, again, this is an ongoing disease. It's like a crime in action, right? It's still happening, but it's really hard to stop it unless you actively take control of the situation. So that became my challenge. My challenge is, how do I help everyone at the same time at scale? And so I took a step back and I thought about, okay, so I know what I normally do, but is there any way I can sort of modularize this experience where I can get everybody on board, and then eventually when they're ready, they can just continue the process and then get the results that they want? And what I ended up realizing, it's going to be habits that are going to be the foundational concept that needs to be understood by every single one of these individuals. So all 160 million Americans, first things first, let's go ahead and understand what a habit is. And which is why, if you take a look at my book, Quantum Habits, I spend a lot of time and energy breaking that down for you. What are habits, how to build habits, how to make use of it. Essentially, it's like your own programming. You become your own programmer, your own biohacker, if you want to use that term, if it resonates with you. You biohack your own self to learn how to build habits, and whatever the habit might be. And so after you learn how to build a habit, it's the same process for every other habit you want to build, right? We go through a discovery phase, we implement the habit, and then eventually it becomes automatic. And that's the holy grail. Once we learn how to build habits, then we move on to what is the core M3 habits, right? It's going to be movement, metabolism, mindset. And then we just go down that rabbit hole. And eventually, once you start and you realize it's not that difficult. It just gets easier and easier and easier, and eventually we automate it. It becomes a part of your lifestyle, and we can reverse this condition. So in my mind, my purpose is to reduce the prevalence, reduce the incidence of metabolic disorders, because in reality, we should be very grateful for what we have available in our society. But what happens is we take it for granted, and when we take it for granted, we neglect our bodies, and when we neglect our bodies, we start having these pathologies which lead us to a really negative spiral. So that's my mission, that's my vision, that's my purpose, and as a result of that, I'm highly focused and motivated to get the end product. And of course, as you can see from my explanation, it's a very difficult process, but it is a process that I feel compelled to achieve. As a result of that, I'm growing from this experience, right? The fact that I'm learning about how to do this at scale for millions of people, hundreds of millions of people, sometimes even it's gonna be billions by the time this thing actually becomes legit. Understanding that I'm doing it to myself as well, right? I'm not just telling you theory, I'm actually putting it into practice every single day of my life. I'm following the Core M3 to the T, and I'm benefiting as well. And so my personal growth is coming from me just focusing on how to serve other people. And that is a powerful message if you really think about it. Serving others help you help yourself. Okay? Serving others help you help yourself. And I really hope that made sense to you. Because at the end of the day, to be determined, to be focused, to be motivated, you need a higher purpose. What is your higher purpose? Hopefully, my experience will help you figure out what your purpose might be. For all we know, you might be an amazing engineer. You might be an amazing plumber. You might be an amazing garbage man. I don't care what you do. Whatever you do, be amazing at it, because that impacts everything. We operate in a chain, a domino chain. Your impact will have an impact on someone you know. Hypothetically, maybe they might know me. You see what I'm saying? So it's all like sort of paying it forward. So I want you to keep that in mind as you process this video, after the video, of course. With that being said, guys, hopefully you found value in this video. If you did, definitely give me a like, letting me know you liked the video. If you did not like the video, give me a dislike. Let me know why you disliked it in the comments below. And at the same time, if you did enjoy everything that you've been watching so far, hit that subscribe button. It's not gonna harm you, but it's gonna help me understand that you like my stuff, and it motivates me to keep going. Other than that, there's a notification bell. I love this feature for all my favorite creators. I want to know when they upload the next video, so I go ahead and get that notification, and when I'm ready to watch, usually at the end of the day, I go ahead and watch it at my convenience. And same thing, you can do the same exact thing, or put it to a watch later so you can watch it at another time as well. Other than that, I really hope that every one of you have an amazing day. I will see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.